Honorable Minister to address us.
Thank you, Ambika Chair. Thank you very much. Thank you, Ms. Nisha Bishwal, for arranging this webinar and setting the context with your remarks. And I must also thank for the kind introduction of Dr. Mohapatra. Very good morning to those who are joining from US and a very good evening to the delegates joining from India. I'm excited to interact with you all and share my views, but before I start it, I would also like to share this quotation from the late President Thomas Jefferson, who said that I like the dream of the future better than the history of the past. So with that, I think the future is what beckons us, and I would like to say this, that we all agree that the relationship that United States and India has is of one of a special nature. The relationship my state enjoys is even more special. It is not an exaggeration to say that every family in our state has someone that they know working in the United States, living the United States, the American dream, so as to say. During the Honorable Chief Minister's delegation to US in the August 2019, the Honorable Chief Minister's bilateral meeting with Mr. Rob Schroeder, Senior Vice President, International Affairs, US Chamber of Commerce, on how India and state of Andhra Pradesh can be an alternative to invite the companies to make in India, where the Chief Minister addressed delegates during the roundtable on US and America Andhra Pradesh, a partnership for growth. Companies attending that roundtable and bilateral meeting were someone from the big likes of SoftBank, Johnson Controls, Bauer Groups, the Jacobs, the Coca-Cola, Vanguard, USA, Johnson Controls, etc. I strongly believe that the collaboration with the Indian Mission and the US IBC will enable Andhra Pradesh to achieve bilateral trade targets and promote the investment opportunities in Andhra Pradesh during this COVID era. US companies looking towards India as the next big growth rates are ours. As you all are well aware, Google's recent announcement of a massive $10 billion investment in the Indian digital ecosystem shows that the Indian growth story is still very strong. Though we are facing very strong headwinds due to the global COVID-19 pandemic, I would like to say that our founding partners are the both nations who believe in the freedom of speech, value of democracy and equality. We have also seen the bond between the country on one of the largest democracy and that of the populist democracy grow in stature through joint cooperation of shared beliefs and value system. You all must be pondering as to what the state of Andhra Pradesh has to offer. My dear friends, I would like to say, rather than the words, I would like to show you the footprints that we left behind. The prints that talk about how our government is addressing the COVID pandemic while fulfilling the welfare commitments. This talks about the monumental institutional strength that the state enjoys and has to offer. This pandemic has been very disruptive across the global value chains, put to test the resilience of our healthcare and welfare systems, and has triggered liquidity crisis in financial markets, but being well managed by the governments. I strongly believe that this has presented a window of opportunity for India to emerge as a favorable global investment destination, Atmanirbhar or self-sufficient nation, and ready to benefit from Industry 4.0. During March and April of this year, the economy of the state has come to a standstill and has severely affected the livelihoods of hundreds of thousands of people. The government has taken the whole of government approach to combat the crisis by means of technology for dynamic mapping of hotspots, the buffer zones issues of e-passes for manufacturing, and the cluster-based approach to lockdown based on the severity of the cases. These steps, although important, are only for the short term. For a long-term sustainable growth, Indian states need to compete with other South Asian, East Asian nations such as Vietnam, Thailand, Hong Kong, Taiwan, and Japan. India's demographic divided, burgeoning middle class, coupled with government's reforms, make India an ideal destination for not only United States companies, but also for all global majors. This country is bustling with ambitions to move forward, evidenced by the innovative startups that have taken birth in the last few years. We, the state of Andhra Pradesh, are investing in future through fast-tracking development of industrial infrastructure, connectivity, holistic revamp of educational and skill landscape in the state. I would like to here point out, as our industrial policy is so much closely aligned to development of creating a world-class workforce. On this lines, we're going to be creating 30 large institutions across the state of Andhra Pradesh, specializing in different curriculums of workforce of the specialty in work in terms of industry requirements. Our assurance to investors is exuberance-free land, quality power and water at competitive prices, skilled workforce and proactive and transparent governance. With this, I'd like to conclude my short address, and I also would like to invite you all to explore the opportunities in India and especially in Andhra Pradesh. I now request Special Chief Secretary Sri Karikala Vallavan, Principal Secretary, Department of Energy Sri Srikant Nagopalli, Secretary IT Sri Banu Prakash Yetur, and CEO APEDB Sri JVN Subramaniam to present the investment opportunities in the United States. And thank you very much, and thank you all. Good day.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Minister. Now I think we would move to the presentation as Minister just mentioned. It will be done by the Special Secretary, Special Chief Secretary to the Government Industries and Commerce, Mr. Valavan, and Mr. Subramaniam, who is the Director of Industries Government and CEO of Andhra Pradesh Economic Development Board. So we look forward to that presentation. And thank you, Minister, once again.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good evening to all of you and good morning to my American friends. Thank you very much for giving us this opportunity. In fact, the Indian Embassy and the USPC has played a very crucial role in organizing this conference, and they will play a very crucial role in bringing all the US investments which are likely to be relocated from China to India. And when they come to India, there are various options are available. Probably Andhra Pradesh is one of the best options. And we have been engaged with US. The state of Andhra Pradesh has been engaged with US for quite a long period. And in fact,